After successful completion of 2016 Hajj, first batch of the FCT contingent arrived home as FCT and Taraba State strategize to end polio. Plus, National Orientation Agency sensitize Konduga residents on peace. These and more on Panorama today with me, Ogwa Onyedibia. Thank you for joining us. The Nigerian Air Force Friday conducted several airstrikes at suspected Boko Haram target locations on the outskirts of Tumbingini and Tumbinkayewa, Borno State. The airstrikes were informed by ground-based intelligence and successive intelligence, surveillance, reconnaissance reports obtained from missions flown by NAV platforms. In a video released by the Nigerian Air Force, some of the terrorists could be seen at one of the rendezvous where they were believed to be holding a high-level meeting when NAV jets were scrambled to hit the locations. A post-strike battle damage assessment of the strike revealed that the rendezvous was badly damaged, with many casualties, while those far from the vicinity could be seen scrambling for safety. NAV F-7N1 and the Alpha jets were involved in the airstrikes. The air offensive has continued to deny the terrorists any hiding place and room for maneuver and enable unhindered advance by the surface forces as part of the ongoing Operation Gamma Ike. In a bid to strengthen peace initiative in the Northeast, the National Orientation Agency held a sensitization campaign in Konduga, Borno State. Naomi Abaku reports that the campaign is to heal wounds and enhance the return of IDPs to their communities.
The people of Konduga are among communities recently being relocated to their original places of abode following successes recorded by the Nigerian army in the fight against insurgency in the state. DG NOR Dr. Garba Abari expressed the federal government's determination to ensure that social-economic activities resume in full swing now that peace has been restored in the area.
We are appealing to those that have returned to eschew violence, to reconcile with one another, because this is a society that has been so much ripped apart as a result of the activities of terrorists.
It's a process whereby first it starts with the return, then provision of basic necessity that an IDP need to return, and also his recovery back to his economic status.
Borno State Governor, represented by Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Information, Mohammed Yahya Dankoli, while expressing happiness over the attainment of relative peace in the area, enjoined them to support government in its reconstruction, rehabilitation, and resettlement efforts of ravaged communities across the state. And other stakeholders urged the people to take solace in God for their condition and report any suspicious person or movement to the security agents in their domain. In Maiduguri, Naomi Aboku, NTA News.
And the Catholic Auxiliary Bishop of Abuja, Most Reverend Anselm Umoren, says the prayers of Christians for the leadership of the nation at this time radiate with the lessons of the cross which Christ bore for the salvation of mankind. This was at a service to mark the 2016 Cultural Day and Exaltation of the Cross by the Holy Cross Catholic Church, Gwarimpa. Ifanye Zumba reports.
Celebrating the 2016 Cultural Day Fiesta and Exaltation of the Cross, Most Reverend Umoren, while reminiscing on the supreme price paid by Jesus Christ for the salvation of mankind, told the faithful that everyone has a role to play in the current economic challenges.
There are some things we can do. We are into recession for a lot of reasons. The economists will be able to tell us all that. But every Christian has an obligation to live well. Not just to live well, but to make sure that his brother and his sister lives well.
The Chairman Organizing Committee, Cultural Fiesta 2016, Godwin Ilobe, said the essence of the celebration is to help project the efforts of government to keep the nation united and to create a platform for mutual relationship with one another.
Our existence takes root from different cultures, tribes, and so on. Though we speak different tongues, but we have one thing that unites all of us, and that is the love of Christ.
To propagate one faith, one unity in Christ.
To integrate our own culture with the church.
Everybody is useful to the other. When we explain this, people know that we are all equal.
In the cross, there is salvation. And salvation is not only about religious salvation. When you are in trouble, you come to Christ, He gives you succor.
As the Holy Cross Catholic Church commemorates the cross, their prayer is that the nation will continue to live in love, unity, and progress. In Abuja, Ifeanyi Ezumba, NT News.
And still on religion, after a successful completion of this year's holy pilgrimage in Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, FCT pilgrims have started returning home. Correspondent Abdullahi Ajia reports that the first batch of FCT return flight contingent arrived at Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport on Sunday afternoon, where the FCT minister congratulated them for the spiritual attainment.
The first return flight of the FCT Muslim pilgrims conveyed 424 pilgrims. On arrival at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja, the representative of the FCT Minister Muhammad Musa Bello, Acting Secretary, Transportation Secretariat Alhaji Abdul Hamid Suleiman, urged them to continue with the good lessons and spiritual cleanliness attained in the Holy Land.
They should continue to keep the virtue and continue to pray for our nation, Nigeria, for peace, progress and stability, and in addition also pray for its leaders so that God may guide them aright.
The pilgrims, who said they feel renewed in spirit and soul, shared their experiences. Meanwhile, on Saturday, Kogi State pilgrims have also successfully returned home from 2 flights that convey its over 800 pilgrims through the Abuja zone of the same airport.
Alhamdulillah, all my pilgrims went and will come back with one piece.
The best I have ever, compared to the welfare, the accommodation, the medical. In fact, it was wonderful.
And of course, family members.
Give to our minister and the chairman of AMAC, we are going to do it.
The Guragu settlement in Karmajiji was selected for the flag off ceremony due to its peculiarities.
Because of lower immunity, they don't have good water supply. We decided to come and give them a health camp, and we are immunizing every child in this community and all others.
The 4-day sub-national immunization plus days is aimed at vaccinating children within 0 to 59 months against poliomyelitis. In Abuja, Hakimat Aliu, NTA News.
Well, I'm now being joined in the studio by Dr. Ridwanu Mohammed. He's the Executive Secretary, FCT Primary Healthcare Board, to speak more on the immunization plus days. You're welcome, sir.
Good afternoon, viewers.
Well, everyone knows, especially mothers, that we have immunization days at hospitals and healthcare centers.
Yes.
But I'd like to ask, why immunization plus days?
No, immunization plus days is in addition to, we realize that people don't attend antenatal care in their various places after delivery. So the government decided to give another time to complement that effort of routine immunization. And it's usually decided by the government and at what time. For example, there's an outbreak of polio, 3 cases of polio in Borno State, and there are a lot of influx of people into Abuja. So there is need FCT to complement the airport, because these people can go in and out of Abuja. And there are a lot of influx of people into Abuja. So there's need to give some days for immunization plus days. And the reason is I also give some pluses, like pencil, balloon, to attract the children to be able to immunize all of them in the church, mosque, playground.
Okay, I'm sure.
Immunization plus days.
Right, I'm sure the children will be happy about the extras. But what immunization is usually given during the day?
All the immunization, but the most important, because it is polio that we are doing now, but all other routine immunization are also being given. But the most important one is this oral polio vaccines. And because we realize that Nigeria is towards getting to an end game, the federal government introduced injectable polio. And that is also being done to children after taking third dose of polio. Oral polio, we now give injectable. All over the world, they are no longer taking oral polio. And the record of unimmunized children that was found in January, February, and March, there were strike action by some government staff.
All right, I'm sure a lot of people are interested to know how available are these vaccines.
We received 860,000 doses of vaccines, oral polio vaccine for national primary care. That means we are targeting 860,000 children under 0 to 59 months. And we mobilize all our staff. And we have about 248 healthcare facilities and 78 private healthcare facilities that we are actually carrying out those activities. We also have health camps. In FCT, in Amak alone, we have 6, which are attending to about 22 health camps. And then all other area camps, we have 1 or 2 or 3 health camps where we have internally displaced persons and special population and hard to reach areas. We need to reach to everywhere and immunize every eligible children 0 to 59 months, that is less than 5 years. Yes. And we actually train all our staff at the state level, at the local government level, and mobilize those at the world level. And we've given them new even apron so that they'll be identified. There's one question they are disturbing us about is the issue of identification. We want to inform that polio doesn't have any border. And when there's outbreak of polio in Borno State, there's outbreak of polio everywhere. Of course, FCT has a peculiarity. We have to be very serious and we have to immunize our children.
Now, speaking of the Immunization Plus Day program, how many children is the program expected to cover?
With 860,000 children we are expected to immunize in FCT. That's why they gave us the vaccines. We are targeting this number of children. But most of the time we are getting up to 900,000 because we were thinking that we were going to get less. We now identify more estates, more settlement, more churches. In Nyanya alone, we have 420 churches in Nyanya ward alone, in many places. And these churches we are not part of our work plan. Some of them, they are just breaking up, and so we need to capture everywhere where there are eligible children, whether Islamic school or churches. Or now that we have a peculiarity in LCT, we have a train station. We are going to motor parks and train station to be able to immunize every child, irrespective of immunization. Even after the polio immunization plus day, we are going to continue this kind of campaign to be able to reach everywhere and vaccinate every child. One thing that they are complaining is about why is it that we are coming almost up to, we are giving more polio. International supported us with some vaccine carrier, about 200. Really, we are really at home. We are doing very well this time around.
Thank you very much, sir, for your... Well, I have been speaking with Dr. Ridwan Mohammed, the Executive Secretary of the FCT Primary Healthcare Board, speaking on the Immunization Plus Days. Moving on now, still on health matters, Taraba State Government has flagged off a 4-day ward-to-ward second outbreak response sub-national polio immunization plus days. Joseph Olsen reports that Governor Darius Dixon Ishaku flagged off the exercise in Jalingo, the state capital.
The second round flag-off of polio outbreak campaign by the Taraba State Government comes barely 3 weeks after a similar program was launched by the state government in Kona, Jalingo local government area. The program is in partnership with the World Health Organization and the United Nations Children's Fund, UNICEF, aiming at preventing any outbreak of polio in the state, especially after the recurrence in the neighboring Borno state. Governor Darius Dixon Ishaku expressed the desire to open up more channels of partnership with international donor agencies to provide healthcare services to the people.
My decision to personally flag off the outbreak response is conceived by my burning desire to ensure that every mother has a safe delivery, every eligible child receives 2 drops of the polio vaccine, and quality return care through quality healthcare service provided by the rescue mission.
The State Commissioner for Health, Dr. Innocent Vakai, and the Executive Secretary State Primary Healthcare Development, Alhaji Aminu Jaro Hassan, for continually paying counterpart funds for healthcare services in the state. Vaccine storage devices were distributed to all the local governments of the state through their chairman. In Jalingo, Joseph Uten, NTA News.
Lokoja residents advocate sustenance of preventive measures towards reducing road crashes in the state. Details when we come back.
Our founding fathers and compatriots sacrificed their comfort and even shed their blood. We cannot at this point in history afford to spirit away their sacrifices for immediate but temporary gains of today. Let us emphasize what unites and not what divides us. Working for the unity of purpose with a stronger vision for a better tomorrow. NTA, growing with the nation.
Together, no matter where you come from, no matter your religion, we are one. Let's live together. Let's stop fighting each other. Let us live as one. It doesn't matter where you come from, your tribe or religion, man, woman or child. It doesn't matter who you are. Put Nigeria first. No matter where you come from, no matter your religion, we are one. Let's live together.
How can we develop when we're always in crisis? Families have become refugees in their country. No matter our differences, show some understanding.
No matter where you come from, no matter your religion, we are one. Let's live together.
Nigeria, the only country we can train with remarkable potentials to excel. Let us believe in ourselves and change our attitude for the sake of our country and generations unborn. Let us revive our cultural values, which are our essence as a nation. Let us renew the spirit of patriotism and hope in our dear country. Do not take or give bribe. Be punctual always. No more African time. We can't expect to be global citizens and operate on African time. Join the queue. Insist that people are attended to on a first-come basis, no matter who they are or where they come from.
Nigeria, good people, great nation.
Panorama continues now. From Lokoja, Onotu Yakub reports that relevant authorities have advocated the need to sustain strategic preventive measures towards reducing the rate of road crashes on Nigerian roads.
Records from the Federal Road Safety Corps, Kogi State Command, show a reduction in road traffic crashes on major highways in the state. During the last Eid al-Adha, for instance, a total of 22 persons were involved in 3 road crashes along Lokoja Abuja Highway, out of which 6 were injured with no death recorded.
Able to pick out some flashpoints, which we adequately manned, because if you don't do that.
Minister of Youth and Sports Development has assured that there will be a reception